brothers, known as Makuta and Ikimu.
So this Makuta has nothing to do with the original Makuta, except for, I don't know, being evil. So why name him Makuta? For the fanboys' sake? People aren't as much attached to the names as much as the memories of the characters and the situations of which the names represent. Mask of Control. So like telekinesis and mind control combined? Do you care to expand upon that?
And Ikimu, the
No.
mask of creation.
Well, okay then.
The brothers provided the islanders with many masks, but Ikimu's were the most treasured. His brother became envious and forged an evil plan.
A plan? Okay, well, which plan? Because all he did was break a rule, unless his plan was to make the most powerful mask, cause some cataclysms, and then get his lights knocked out by Ikimu, then disappear, with no other reason than just because he thought that was a good plan? If so, then good job.
It was a sacred law that a mask could never contain the power of more than one element.
The sacred rule was to never make a mask with all 6 elements. As I recall, ultimate power is not an element, nor a combination of elements. And why is the Mask of Ultimate Power bad? Those of you that would argue that it's only bad because Makuta is the one who wears it, then why in its native form is it all shadowy and swirly with a menacing look? The Mask of Ultimate Power can be used for stopping tsunamis, floods, or any other thing that could kill people, and generally just keep the population safe. It's not a good lesson to teach kids that if they ever get a hold of power, they will become evil.
But it's not what you've got, it's what you do with it that makes you a hero.
The masks were scattered all over the island.
Good thing they landed on pedestals that were randomly lying around the island. Visarak? No? The Skulltula from Zelda?
Elemental heroes rained down upon Okoto.
Good morning, Okoto. Today the weather forecast is sunny with a chance of blazing meteors containing 6 zeros. Make sure to wear sunscreen and get the heck out of the way!
Crashing into the ground like a burning rock.
Crashing down like a burning rock. That descriptive element is unneeded. This is a visual medium, not a book. Wait, the Elder has fire powers? And magic? This situation is a perfect analogy of Bionicle 2015. Some people show up out of nowhere who know nothing about who or where the Toa are/came from. And everybody is happy because they waited so long for the heroes to arrive. And the new heroes just half-heartedly do some stuff and everyone is impressed.
Raging blizzards. I didn't slip.
Is that supposed to be endearing or funny? Because it's not both. People slip almost all the time and I don't go, "Oh, you were so funny, that was great."
Know this, Tahu. The shadows of the shrines hold stronger enemies than you could ever imagine.
What, you mean like those goofy spiders? I can imagine a lot more dangerous enemies. Like the Hulk, with chainsaw arms, and a friggin' laser.
Tahu had no idea what heroes normally did when facing a threat like this, but it made good sense to simply run.
Number 1, that's not funny. In fact, it's a super overused banality. Number 2, our fearless, headstrong, hot-headed leader, everyone.
There it is.
Thanks for the pointer, Narumoto. I totally would not notice one pedestal that's lying right in front of me in this whole empty room filled with lava. See, that's why you have a visual medium. In a radio serial, this would almost be mandatory, but we can see what's going on here.
Time, Tahu. Get the mask.
Okay, look, I may have amnesia, but I'm not a little puppy who needs direction every 5 seconds. So, Kopaka has a sonic shield or a force field now? You can't say it's ice because that's ice over there, and thin ice wouldn't be much of a protection.
Ha ha ha. Don't fight.
Wow, Onua sounds a lot like the Moai from Night at the Museum. Just because he's big and strong doesn't mean he should sound dumb.
I vote for Anua. He knows how to grab attention.
Hey, at least someone's laughing at the joke, even if it is yourself, because I for sure aren't.
What is that thing?
Shelob from LOTR.
We can't outrun him.
What imply that anyone would? The whole point of being there is to defeat Shelob. Who said anything about running away? Maybe he was talking about you, Tahu.
Don't worry. I can freeze this bug on my own. You're too slow, Kapaka.
Too slow? But he had to get his pun in first.
I'll flush it away.
You're gonna need a bigger toilet.
Heroes stood side by side, and then the six attacked as one.
One could argue that they very much didn't work together all at once with elemental powers. They just kinda sped up their attack rates. Kopaka should still keep going, but only his shield got webbed and he decided to fall back. I'm not sure if this is supposed to read as funny, but they're clearly hitting him when he is already down.
Shh, quiet. I had that weird voice in my head again.
You should probably get that checked, Tahu.
I am Ikimu, the mask maker.
This whole build-up to reveal Akimu and his voice is sort of anticlimactic.
But now you must hurry and find my resting place.
And wait a minute, resting place? As in dead? Because as I recall, you specifically said,
and sent both brothers into an endless sleep.
Unless resting place literally means it's his sleepy place. But all the elders interred him themselves, and out of the six that did, at least one should know exactly where he was buried. Now, I'm going to get a bit serious here at the moment. See, the thing is, this whole team of animators, effects artists, and writers, you all have potential. You all have it in you to make the very best story you could. Even make it, dare I say, better than Euro 1. I mean, look at this concept art, it's great. And look, I can only take away two things from this. Number one, you are not doing this with much passion or any real effort. Number two, you're trying your best. And if so, I applaud you. No one should ever be put down and kicked for putting all their heart and effort into something. And this story team is not untalented or bad. I maybe say this. This may not be the story that you were meant to write, but it's out there somewhere. In the meantime, you may have help and support from LEGO and other production companies, and you sure all are paid. But there is something that you need more than that. It's a certain quality. I myself lack the word for it. But it encompasses passion, emotion, love, and care for this new world you are creating. When we imagine things and create stories, we are creating new realities. Some may be good, some may be evil, some may be sad or happy, but at the end of the day, when it's all done, you gotta ask yourself, did I make someone feel something? Did I move them? Did I awaken something inside that no one can ever take away? We may not be able to travel back to the year 2001 to relive the old Bionicle story, but we can in our hearts. Now, is the new Bionicle something that years from now kids will remember and think back on with a nostalgic smile on their face? Because that's what we should strive for, not cheap, quick thrills. There are countless fans who have made great stories and art throughout the years, and a lot of them were not paid. Some of them didn't get much support or help. They did it through their own driving force that made them want to create something more. Something that could make you long for a life in a past you would not even live, but felt as if you did. Because what really matters is what we feel inside. If our own stories are more official to us than the ones that we see, then that's just as valid. So let's do that. Let's make our own story.